today isn't about like testing you on various things. It's kind of like we're going to show you what's going on a little bit, have you do a few things. You will need to use the remote for some of it, and I'm kind of explaining it because it's kind of, well, you'll see. There's some things. So this is a home button essentially, and you'll need to use that at various points. This you won't need to use at all. This is actually a touchpad. It's kind of like up, down, left, right swipe, and the center is select.
Okay.
So
this will be,
yeah, and you'll kind of do it a few times, and then you'll get the feel of it. But that's really where you'll be spending the majority of your time, kind of looking around and doing things. This one here, the one time however many times you need to, the time to use that is what you'll notice is you'll put that on and there'll be like a little beam and a little dot to kind of show you where it's pointing.
Okay.
Sometimes where you're pointing is different from where the dot appears. Sometimes the dot over time drifts off to the side.
Oh, okay.
So you might at some point feel like, gosh, my hand's going forward, but the thing's over there.
Sure.
You hold this down like for 2 to 3 seconds and it resets.
Okay.
So if at any point you feel like, oh, is that right?
Did they do that intentionally, so you don't have to look at the dot when you're...
I believe that it's an issue that Google is working on. Anyway,
Sure.
but I wanted to let you know now so you weren't. So, but our focus isn't really on how the Google hardware works so much. It's more about the experience of the HBO's programming within it. That said, if there are things that are like, I just can't, the hardware becomes an issue that kind of impacts your experience overall, we want to hear about it.
Look how color coordinated we all are.
Oh yeah. Don't have my red
to the God.
Oh right, there you go. Great, so we'll get going. Let's see. So we're going to be casting, and that's so I can see what you're seeing. And let's see.
It's funny, they seem so futuristic, and then you kind of physically putting a phone in there, and you know that's going to go away at some point. It seems so like,
yeah.
It reminds me of what happens like in Russia, where people make their own things.
Yeah.
So they kind of like engineer it in a very direct way.
I didn't know if we decided to go through Daydream or if we decided to go straight.
I think we probably just use the app. It will be good.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah. And then I'll let you go ahead. These things are kind of finicky. I'll let you go ahead and adjust that however it's comfortable.
Yeah. Okay, so this is just to protect me, of course.
Yeah, so we don't have many of those headsets, so we just put it's a bamboo fiber, so it's gentle. So put that on for everybody so that you know it's.
Something that I think a lot of male engineers forget is that women wear makeup, right? And lotions and stuff. So when you are using like your phone, right, it gets all. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And even here with the goggles.
Yeah.
It's fine though. It's just really funny to me that they don't consider that.
The other thing I'll tell you about the headset is, I'm going to need to pop the phone out for a sec, so if you want to take the headset off for a moment.
Oh.
Casting just stopped, so I'm going to reset it. You can just, that's great. Sorry, I heard you got all set. Huh?
No worries, yeah. Gosh, I wonder if phones fall out of these and crack.
Right?
I can see that happening with kids.
Just give me 1 minute.
It's a nice facility here. I know the building's new, right?
It is. We moved in August, and we're kind of glad to be here.
Move over from the other office, or did you start recently?
So we were at Met Park North.
Oh yeah.
That kind of office tower, and then we're excited to have this go in.
Expanding a little bit.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Go.
Well, now that you're going in this direction of technology, you gotta be here. Or San Francisco. All right. Okay. Yep.
Okay.
I see the remote.
So I'll hold it up, and you can reach out. Here you go.
Yeah, I see the
And
left
so-
stick is.
So this is having you just get it started. So if you hold on that button, I was telling you about the lowest one.
Uh-huh.
So if you put your thumb down on the remote It's the button that's closest to your body, and just hold it for 2 seconds. It'll reset.
So I notice I'm going to this direction.
Yeah.
But I think that's a little odd. It's like to my left. Is that normal?
So you can, if you face forward
Yeah.
and hold the remote forward and hold that button down again, it'll
Oh, it's,
reset.
I see.
There you
There
go.
we go. Okay.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah, you kind of have to do it once to see it shift, and then it makes sense.
Sure. Yeah, I want to see this show. This looks like a good show.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about what you're seeing here.
Well, I see the 3 actresses that are in the new Big Little Lies series. It's a little bit fuzzy underneath there. Deeply satisfying. It's hard to read.
Okay.
Nicole Kidman, Reese Witherspoon, and oh, I know her, but I'm spacing. From Divergent. Forget her name.
Okay.
So yeah, and I see. Let's see. There's a menu drop down here on the left.
And what do you expect that to be?
Oh, it could be settings or options, and then I see there's a lot of dots here. Oh yeah, so I can go to different images.
Okay.
So I hovered, and now it's gone to the next image. I don't know if it's just doing rotation on its own, or if I did that. But
Okay.
oh, there we go. Yeah, I think it's just doing it. There you are, John Oliver. You know, I have to say one thing though. I think the middle of this is very blurred. I don't know if there's smearing on the phone or on the images, but the middle is totally smeared.
Okay, we can check it if you want. Or another thing you can do, sometimes where the headset sits on your face changes a little, so if you just kind of move it around.
No, it looks like it's smeared. Or
Okay.
yes, I don't know if it's the again goggles or the phone.
Okay, we can take a look if you want to pop it off for a minute.
Yeah, because it's hard to see what's in the middle.
We'll just,
Or you can get this one. You can just swing.
okay, yeah, we'll just swap it out. Get to try all the colors today. There you go.
Sorry to be a pain, but it's just
No,
hard to
that's
see.
fine. I appreciate that. Letting us, because if it is something that we can affect. Ooh. Right, so you need to adjust it again and kind of reset your view.
Yeah, this is better. Shoot. Okay, this is clear, thank you. Okay, so then I hold this down, and that's recentered. Okay, got it. Okay. So, HBO Go.
Alright, so while we're waiting for that to load, we'll give it another couple minutes. Take a look around and tell me about what you're seeing.
Well, it feels like I'm in a small theater with soundproofing, gray walls on the side, and a curved wooden ceiling.
Thoughts about that environment? Or?
It's cozy. It feels intimate. I kind of like it's got kind of a natural, it almost looks quite real. There's light coming up over the edges. I see speaker here, and on the left, I see there's a little, almost like a little stage, and then the HBO logo's got dots going underneath, like a reset, some kind of maybe a button up here with a little logo.
Okay, and what would happen with that? You said the reset button with a logo. What would happen there if you were to choose that?
I guess it would go to the home page, I'm assuming, or the whatever the main page is.
Okay, why don't you go ahead and try that?
Oh, I guess it's just center. Oh no, there we go. Something's just happened. Turned it on or off. Oh no. Okay, yeah, I've gone to a menu.
Okay, so that one, so it on the remote button, there's a thing you click that takes you out. This is Google's environment. So if you use your pointer to select HBO Go again, so go ahead and hit that, and that'll take you back.
Wait, no, sorry, I hit the wrong button.
That's okay.
Okay, so I go up here and I do right that. Okay. You know, I think what's happening with the goggles, and it could just be me, but I think the heat is creating like a fog.
Oh, okay.
So I don't know if it's moisture or heat, but
Okay.
it's making very blurry. So I can still see everything's okay. I don't know, like you change it, but
Okay.
something weird about this. Maybe because doesn't have an air passage, you know?
Yeah.
All right, so I've got HBO Go again.
Yeah, why don't you go ahead and try that button at the top again that you were looking at?
Okay. All right, so now I'm in the HBO menu for the shows.
Okay.
Over here, it's the theater I'm in, Game of Thrones. And when I hover, it moves around in the environment a little.
Okay.
There's Westworld, same thing. And then here it's the sky. I don't know if it's a show that you thought or something else. And then at the top there's an X, which I assume would mean I'd go back to where I was.
Okay, and then from, what would you expect to get selecting any of those
Oh.
things?
Well, here it gets back to the environment, the one on the left, the theater itself.
Okay.
Or maybe the home zone. And then Game of Thrones would take me to, I'm assuming, a homepage that would show episodes. Or perhaps directly to the show. I don't know. And then say for Westworld. Over here, maybe it's more shows or another show. Like I said, I just don't recognize the logo, the image, just clouds.
Okay, so why don't you go ahead and choose one of those?
Okay, I'll do Game of Thrones. Okay, so now I'm in one of their scenes, I guess, settings. But I don't see any. Yeah, so it's still the same 4 menus.
Okay.
But the, I see, this is an environment change. Got it now.
Okay.
Yeah, okay, so the clouds would make it cloudy. Let me try that. I gotcha. Okay, so now I'm in the sky, and then Westworld would be a Westworld environment, and this would take me back to the
Okay,
theater
so why don't you
environment.
go ahead and pick one of those, and then I'll have you look for a few.
Sure, I'll do the clouds.
Okay.
Cloudy day.
So from here, how would you find something to watch?
Well, let's see. Maybe if I double click, I wonder if that would do anything. I could finish this. I'm done here.
Okay.
Okay, so I do that. Right, and then it looks like it's resetting for HBO Go.
Cool.
I want to reset where I am though.
So it's the bottom one, most closest to you.
Right.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, it keeps going to the left.
Okay.
We need to work on the alignment. So the HBO is, the dots are going. I guess I could choose it.
Yeah, so I think what we'll do from here is we'll switch out the phone, and I'll have you look at another one.
Okay, was that good? Is that what we need
Yeah,
to do?
perfect, thanks.
Okay, sure. Yeah, I was slow to realize what I was doing.
No, it was great. Very good, very helpful feedback. Okay,
I wonder if they'll have one where you can put your own environment in.
yeah, what would you have, what environment would you choose, or what
Yeah.
would be an ideal environment for you?
Oh, that's such a great idea. Maybe a room from your own house, or gosh, yeah.
Yeah, what would
My
you
head
choose
just
if you could do
exploded.
anything?
Right? Memories, maybe my home, something in my hometown, or my daughter's room, or yeah, really anywhere. Gosh,
Mhm.
you know, inside of a plane.
What
The
feels
luxury.
like a comfortable, or
Yeah,
when you think about watching a TV or movie, what kind of environment to you feels like
that's
a good place to do that?
Such a cool idea. I never even thought of it. I think I just recently saw this image of one of those super luxury seats in a plane where you can sort of lay back and
Mhm.
you know, and it's super soothing. That would be nice. A spa,
Mhm.
depending on what you're watching.
Mhm.
Yeah. So gosh, I think I would want to. That's just me. I would match the. I mean, I do like the Game of Thrones if I'm watching that, but you could sort of.
Mhm.
You could align your experience with the energy of the image
Mm.
that
Mm.
you're setting. So the theater one is great because it could be for anything. Maybe some choices of theater environments. I'm sure they'll have something. I'm just
Yeah. Yeah.
spitballing, but
No,
wow.
that's fine.
that's-
It's always interesting to hear what's important to you
Yeah.
about where you're at.
Did you have a similar where you're like, oh, this would be really cool? to-"
Oh yeah, it's so different.
Yeah. When we were kids, we used to play Star Trek. We used to do the holodeck, you know.
Oh yeah.
It's a big step with this, isn't
Okay.
it?
Here's a controller.
Thank you.
There you go.
You're gonna have a hard time getting me out of here, you know.
Oh.
It's a quiet, comfortable
I
environment.
know.
Alright, here we go. So I see John Oliver,
Okay,
menu on the bottom.
great. So from here, show me how you would find something to watch.
Sure. Well, it looks like quick hits. I could go down here and just go right directly to what I might want to watch. Should I do anything or just say it?
Right now, I'd like to hear, kind of what you're seeing and what you would expect to do.
Sure. So again, I think that there's a carousel happening here with the images,
Mhm.
or maybe when I hover, it moves around. Yeah, it does. And then I can swipe to the right, I guess. Swipe left, yeah, swiping. So I swipe and with girls, which I would love to watch right now. Okay, oh, extras. Yeah, cool. All right, so swiping, it looks like,
Okay.
although it's not quite. I don't know if I could just swipe or, oh, this new show is supposed to be great. Okay. And then down here, I could go directly. So if I was like, I'll watch John Oliver's newest, I'll click that. Oh yeah, it's rotating. I guess it wasn't me.
Okay.
So I would just wait, or I could maybe click on a dot if I remember.
Okay.
Can I try that, or should I not?
Sure. Yeah, if that's something you would do, go ahead.
I think I think that's right. Okay, that makes sense. If I push to the right, oop, I just lost everything. Oh, it went to last week tonight.
Okay.
So to go back, I click there, back arrow. Yeah, back where I was. Okay, cool.
Okay. So go ahead, find something to watch and play it.
Sure. Alright, again, I think I can swipe. Oh shoot, well, alright, I'll watch this.
Okay, so
I'm gonna go back and
what
choose.
just happened there? Or
So I thought
you were
I
trying
was,
to-
yeah, I thought I was, oh no, I went away now. I'm totally gone.
That's okay. I'll just, if you want to leave that on for a sec, we'll just try it. See if we can. Sorry.
Oh, no worries.
Get that back in. See if we can,
Yeah.
there you go. Okay.
Okay, so I'm gonna reset. Huh. Okay, there we go. Back. Now, I'm trying to figure out if I click here, click there. Okay, oh wait, where's the show go? Oh. Darn it.
What are you
So-
looking for?
Well, I was trying to get to girls, but what happens is when I'm clicking on those dots,
Yeah.
it's really hard to catch them.
Okay.
So here, I'll try this again. Beep. That's supposed to be really good too. I'd like to make sure I can get to girls if I want to.
Okay.
So I see the, oh, maybe it was earlier. Well, earlier I saw girls, and then this was, there it is, okay. So now I click this. I'm assuming it'll go to a homepage with all the shows.
And what's happening here?
Well, nothing. There's a line on the right, a white line, and a blue pointer cursor. HBO Go. Nothing's happening. Okay. So I'll try again. Maybe I should double click. All right. So I'll try this again. Okay. So I'm back at this screen, and maybe I'm not waiting long enough for it to reset, or.
Okay, so while we're waiting a moment, tell me about what you expect to see at this point.
Well, I guess I would expect to see some kind of I don't know the name of those things, but when something's moving around to let you know something's happening.
Yep.
I don't see that.
What we'll do is, it looks like it's frozen up a little bit, so
Okay.
we'll,
Yeah, thank
you want to take this off the headset for a minute, and we'll kind of get that reset, and I'll have a few questions for you while we're doing that.
Sure.
So thinking back to, you were just kind of looking for girls, how did that go?
I'm just gonna turn this off. Sorry.
Yeah,
I'm listening
that's
to you. How
fine.
did that go? It was
Yeah.
a little bit, a tiny bit awkward, but I apologize. I should have turned this off. Oh my God,
That's okay.
totally forgot. My daughter's in school, so I always.
Right,
Keep
right,
it on.
gotta make sure they can get a hold of you.
Oh yeah. Oh, so cute. So this is an issue I have.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe it's because I'm older. I don't know, but sometimes when you're on, even on the website, and you need to click like the tiny little X to make something happen, it frustrates me. I always just want to
Yeah.
be able to like swipe or, make it,
Yeah.
or the whole image, if I click, it'll do something.
Yeah.
So, I was still a little confused about the dots. I didn't know if it was the carousel, just I had to wait, or if I could do swiping, or if I could
Mhm.
click it. So I don't exactly know what was happening. And then what kept happening is that originally when it was going through, I saw John Oliver, I saw girls, and I saw the girls extra thing. And I kept going to the girls extra thing. I think it's because I wasn't exactly clicking in the right spot. Or maybe there was something else that I did, which is okay. And I think it's a matter of calibrating my emotion and how I operate, because it's so individual, right?
Yeah.
So it could just be me that I was like moving too much or too little.
So what would you do differently with how you were seeing, how should this be designed better to make it an easier thing for you?
Well, and it could just be my perception, but when I see dots like that, to me it says, well, maybe it's a setting issue, because you can do a setting where you don't have a scrolling carousel.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
can have it, you or I operate that I click back and forth on the images or the placeholders,
Mm-hmm.
as opposed to allowing it to carousel and then choosing it when I want to. So you can have both or just the one.
Yeah.
But little dots or little zones that I need to hit, with the fact that, and I think I've noticed this with the Oculus too,
Yeah.
is that the tactile reality of doing something, like picking up a cup, is missing when we do VR. So maybe even hearing a click, I'm just the kind of person who would want that, not everybody would.
Mm-hmm.
I think there are definitely differences. So there's a good chunk of people who like the
Yeah.
keyboard that makes a sound, so you click the letter, and there's people who just don't want to bother with it.
Yeah.
There's people who like to swipe around, and there's people like me, because I'm a writer, who's
Yeah.
like, I can't make an error, so I like keyboards on my phones,
Mm-hmm.
a little old school.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think maybe larger dots, or maybe at one point, who did that thing where it's panorama, where you'd have an image, and then they would kind of go like this on the screen, or like that. So it's like, okay, I'm looking at Big Little Lies, but I see the others here.
I see.
So then as I move, I'm like, oh, I'm going around the circle. It's a little cleaner to me, because I
Okay.
still see what's on each side and know where I am. Whereas here, I have to memorize. Oh, it's John, and then this, and then this, and then this, because I don't see the visual indicators or prompts.
Yeah.
To say, oh, well, that's next, and that's next. Also, if I had that,
Mm-hmm.
then when I'm looking at the screen, I would see, I don't know, either all or most of what's
Mhm.
available. And as I go, let's say it's 5 of them, so I see boom, 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 boom. So I'd be like, okay, I'm looking at John Oliver, boom, boom. But there's girls, and there's, Game of Thrones. Oh, swipe.
Yeah.
I
Got
see it all, so I know what's kind of out there. And if I keep going, I'll get back to John Oliver. I'll be like, oh, I've seen it all.
Yeah.
Maybe even a circle would be amazing, because I know that there's genres, and
Mhm.
sometimes with shows, there's enough that you can actually see them all on one screen, or maybe like different categories, right? Like
Yeah.
drama, comedy, circles.
Yeah, those are some great examples too, because you see more and see the context.
Right, and so I hope it's
Yeah.
okay. I had something I was going to add.
Oh yes, please.
This is what I've noticed in general, because I've been in Seattle for a long time. There's two ways that we're going. There's the minimalist Apple thing, where
Mhm.
you have to figure it out, but then it's very almost Zen Japanese, right?
Mhm.
And then there's the life as a magazine that's now digital. So it's all, we can see it, and it's a page number, and there's I go back, I go up, I go forward. It's a little more tied to the way we were groomed into thinking because of how we learned.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm old enough that I'm on each side.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause I'm young enough that I grew up with technology, but I'm old enough to remember before.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like I know how to use a card catalog, right?
What feels right to you, kind of at this point,
Yes.
or where you would want to see things
In
go?
the middle,
Okay.
or choice,
Mm-hmm.
like a setting, right?
Mhm.
So I'm more of an Apple person, and I like things that are very intuitive,
Mhm.
and I want to just use the flywheel,
Mhm.
and I want to keep my screen clean and not too much, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or I'm super, I don't know, got the cluttered desktop, right? And
Sure,
I prefer
yeah.
a setting where I can see everything and
Yeah.
I can arrange it.
Yeah.
So there's that, and then of course between those two extremes, it's the idea that people like to customize.
Yeah.
So I guess you do have this, but like the setting, I find my environment, I find my setting, and then I can call it something like
Yeah.
Natasha's Theater,
Yeah.
and then my daughter would have Ravenna's Theater.
Nice.
I'm probably saying things you already are doing, so it's kind of funny, but.
No, I mean, it's all helpful feedback. You know, we're always looking to improve things to make it easier or more fun for you. So
So this
it's all
is
great
really
feedback.
very
There's the remote again.
Okay.
So in this case, I'll have you find the first episode of Silicon Valley.
Oh gosh, I love that show. Okay. Let's see. Let's go back. Okay. I thought I was going to home screen. Okay. So quick hits. Now, wait. It says quick hits. Is there a number there? I think it says 6. I don't know what that means. Maybe if I click this, I could try this again with the dots. Okay, crashing. I didn't go this far last time. Beep. Second City. Guys from Syria. That's not an escape show. Okay, I went back and I'm in movies. Vice. Girls. Huh. Oh shit.
So are you thinking at this point?
Remove your phone from your daydream headset. I think I got lost. I was jumping ahead. I'm gonna go back to HBO Go. Maybe there's a way to choose my own setting to look for something. Series, movies, comedy. Okay, so I know it's comedy. Click comedy. How's it gonna look? Is it gonna be the same? So this is, I remember this from the regular HBO. Yeah, so this is digital comedies. I don't know if it would be considered digital comedies, but I guess so. No, not digital, because it's a series.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm getting lost. So I don't know what they mean by digital comedies. What the hell is that? Movies, I know, of course. Alright, so I'm in all. These are stand-up. And then I see a movie here down below. I'm getting confused. Let me try it again.
So what were you
Series.
hoping would happen at this point?
Well, for comedy, I was hoping it would have a category of shows, movies, a stand-up, and maybe something else.
Okay.
So now back to a similar screen that I had before, and I'm assuming Silicon Valley will be in this lineup, so I'm just going to go like this. Back to the same shows. Jesus. Alright, let me see. Start on the first one if I can click it. Nope. Got out again. That took me to Westworld.
So if you were at home doing this, at this point, would you keep going to find it, or?
Okay. I would just keep trying until I could get through here. Because now I'm in series. I thought I was in comedy. Yeah, so I'm in series. So it's a series. It's on this channel. Alright, when I click that, it takes me to the show instead of to the next one. I can try to swipe again, I guess. Oh crap.
Sorry,
Start
that's
over.
yes. It's nothing you're doing.
It's okay, it got a little hot there too.
Yeah. So tell me a little bit about
That's frustrating.
looking for that and kind of how would you hope it would work, or
Okay.
what you would see to kind of get to Silicon Valley.
It's a lot of real estate to put this huge, whatever the show is.
Yeah.
It's like the whole entire screen is this one show and then these little tiny dots. So maybe more of a balance where maybe, I was just saying earlier, you have maybe several shows, maybe alphabetical choice, maybe, I guess with this it might be hard, but punching in letters, maybe an alphabet at the top. So
Okay.
like S, and that'll be all the S shows.
Got
So
it.
this is a taxonomy issue, I know. It's like, all right, so is it a comedy? Is it a series? That's one category. Is it, there's the show now. Yeah, so people think differently about what they're looking for. Do they want the newest thing? Do they have a category like drama? Do they have, whatever's trending? People have these different, what leads them.
Yeah.
And for me, I guess it's more, I know what I want to see, and I don't know. This is where I do disconnect from younger people. A lot of this concept of what's trending and what's happening, the FOMO thing, it just bypasses me. It's like, I know what I want to see. I hear about enough stuff through all the other channels in the world So it's like, you know, all right, there's a new season of VP. I saw the trailer, looks hilarious. I'll watch that. In order to get there, no one has to remind me. Because once I hit HBO, I know what I'm going to watch.
Yeah.
And I might look around, but it's like, I'm here because I want to watch Silicon Valley, so I want to go directly to it.
Yeah.
Whereas another person might kind of go, hey, HBO, tell me what's going on.
Yeah.
And I'm less of that kind of person.
So through this, do you see, and I think we're good to go again.
Oh.
Do you see a direct route to Silicon Valley then?
Well, now it's there.
Oh,
So-
sorry, there you go.
Yeah. So now, oh, it was there for a second ago. Okay, there it is. So now the swiping worked without me choosing. Oh, shit. Oh my God, I just had it, now it's gone.
Okay.
Is it, I can't tell if it's, yeah, I lost it again. I really cannot figure out if it's click the dots, sweep, here, you know, or move like this over it. It
Right.
seems like all three are kind of blended and it's really difficult for me. Oh, Jesus. It happened again.
It keeps, yeah,
Oh,
okay.
it's super
Sorry
hot.
about that.
It could be the phone. I mean, it's
Okay.
really hot.
Let's see.
And I hope it's not me not knowing
No.
what the, you know, steps are. Like, if it is, then I apologize, but I'm,
No, it's
Yeah.
nothing.
No, it
All the
just-
feedback's helpful. We're, you know, as you know, it's a newer headset to the market. You know, I think everybody's trying to,
they could use a cold gel pack in there that you keep in the freezer first.
right?
You put it in
Yeah.
there, no joke, because they need to, the phone needs to
Mhm.
air, and so it's trapping the heat.
Mm-hmm.
Not just for my comfort, but the phone's comfort. Like,
Yeah.
they work better in the cold, right?
Yes. Or more snappy. So,
It's coming back.
so I think there's another thing. Let's see. What is really hot? Let's see. Let's set this for a second. Let's.
I have,
Well, I have another question for her, but while I'm doing that, will you, get Silicon Valley in the player? Thanks. So, go ahead, you had a question?
if it's okay.
Yes, please.
So a long time ago, I had this brainstorm. When you're on your computer or your laptop or your device, there's your environment that you see in your home at home, and you can change the background image,
Mhm.
right? Sometimes you can change the way it's laid out. I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool to create a house, literally? It can be your own house, your dream house, an apartment, and then in that environment, and I guess here we could go 3D, I go to the room.
Mm.
So I'm like, okay, I want to go do some meditation. I'm gonna go to my little meditation room, and then the stuff, spa, music, and new age music are choices for me there. Or I go to my office and I can do my taxes.
Mm-hmm.
I go to the kitchen and there's cooking shows. I go to the attic and I can, you know, work on, I don't know, organizing or memories, right? So it's like combining the idea that you have these environments, just kind of connecting it all together. Of course, it's TV, but that's one aspect of it. So you could create this sort of, I'm going to my house, not just my environment, and then in my house, I could place Silicon Valley that makes sense to me. For example, I'd put it maybe where I work because, you know, it would remind me of Seattle, right?
Yeah.
Even though it's San Francisco, but
Yeah.
the whole tech thing. Or
Yeah.
I could put a picture on the wall in my house of, like they have this funny portrait of all of them. I'm going right to the show, as opposed to going through a menu type situation. You could have your own, and you could have this theater in your home. I think that would be so fun. And like I said, you can actually create an environment that looks like your own house that you live in, or a hotel, or the dream home. You could
Yeah.
build it.
What about that feels kind of easier or better to you?
Okay, I think it's just because we have so much that we're dealing with, and we are dealing with it everywhere. We still do paperwork. We still have our house with our physical stuff. You've got your phone. You've got your calendars, which are physical and online. You've got television that's deep, right? Because you don't just have cable. You've got your on demand. You've got maybe still have DVDs or Blu-ray, right? Then you've got Netflix and Hulu and HBO and anyway. So there's so much of it, right? So that's just entertainment. Then you got video games. It's a whole other world, especially because my kid. Then you have cooking, home
Yeah.
stuff, all of your videos and photographs. So
So
anyway,
all of those things.
it's overwhelming, and they're everywhere. In fact, I was
Mhm.
thinking it'd be amazing. I'm sure they do this, but to create a similar to the Geek Squad is to create a team that comes to your house and archives and works with all your digital data, all your stuff.
Mhm.
You have photos on this old digital camera and like this old phone that I never downloaded all from. It's everywhere, right?
Yeah.
So imagine being able to collate it all into one environment, literally. Like this is it. Like you have your home, and every single thing you do online can be accessed to this one three-dimensional interface, almost like a hologram.
Mhm.
Hologram, So you go and you're in your bathroom. So when you're in your bathroom, you can create a little, natural remedy book. I'm
Mhm.
gonna look up stuff because I have a sore throat. Okay, lemon honey, cool. I just found that, and you can store stuff there. Plus, look for it.
Mhm.
I mean, it's endless because that's really what it is. Your life is sort of your house, right? So you can have the outside, you can have the garage for your car.
Mm.
Everything
Yeah.
can be there.
So for thinking about how that would make sort of accessing this type of content easier.
Yes. So I would have maybe two environments. One
Yeah.
when I'm watching a movie or doing binging,
Mhm.
versus I want to just watch a show. Maybe I'm watching the news. I have a different environment in my
Okay.
mind. Maybe when I'm watching my favorite show, like I said, I create a special environment for that. Maybe my daughter is watching with me, so we have a different environment to
Got
share.
it. Yeah.
And then she has her own, and I'm sure she would love to have. I mean, this kid, she's 8, and anyone here with kids might know, but holy gosh, what they can do.
Mhm.
She is drawing Pokemon characters. She is creating her own animation. She's
Yeah.
creating her own video games. She's 8.
Mhm.
So for her, all she does on my computer, she'll be like, oh yeah, I found a new background. I put a new this. I did a new that.
Yeah.
And this is exponential, right? So for a kid,
Mhm.
I mean, I could just imagine. She's like, oh, I'm going to create a Minecraft room of my own to play Minecraft in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm going to create, the Loud House. I want to be in the Loud House while I'm watching the Loud House show.
Yeah. Yeah. It's amazing.
It's amazing what they can
Yeah.
do.
Let me check on the how we doing over here.
I need a second.
Oh, that's really pretty.
Okay. So so there's a few things we still need to set up over there, but we actually got through most of what I wanted to get through today.
I feel bad that I wasn't able to.
Oh no, it's not feeling bad. I mean, it's revealing a lot of things to us. It's really helpful.
Sometimes I really get things, and sometimes I'm a little bit like,
Yeah.
an old.
Yeah.
But I think it's good because, like I said, I have a foot in both worlds. I am, I can get with it, and I can help my daughter with a lot of technological issues. And then sometimes I'm very slow about it.
Yeah.
And methodical. So I'm a good candidate to understand both sides of it. I'm not like an old lady who has no idea,
Right.
and I'm not like a millennial who can figure it all out, doesn't care, and won't say anything. But I'm kind of, okay,
Yeah.
I can see both sides.
We appreciate that. So you have a quick survey, kind of, and this is based on kind of your experience today
Sure.
of what you saw and did, and some of the headsets and controllers come into play. If you could maybe focus on what you saw from the HBO content perspective
Versus the physical.
Yeah. And I would say if there are cases where like it was just such a big issue that it wouldn't, the controller came into play or the headset, if that plays any big part in it, maybe just make a note.
Yeah, there is something. I'll
But-
write it down and
yeah.
I'll tell you. It's this is me.
Mm-hmm.
So I have sensory issues
Mhm.
where, how do I put this? If I have headphones on
Mm-hmm.
and I'm watching something, no, I'll take a good example. Okay, earplugs. If I have earplugs in, it mutes what I hear, right? So it kind of throws me.
Mm.
And if I have the headset on, and it's the physical restriction of my eyes being in the headset,
Mm-hmm.
which I don't mind, I'm sure I get used to it, but it kind of, it's kind of a burden to me
Mm.
physically, like it's
Mhm.
uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Especially because the phone's hanging on there with the weight of it and the heat.
Yeah.
So that's me, and I'm kind of, my eyes are going a little bit, so I wear these for reading, and so every time it's a little blurry in the
Yeah.
VR, or because it got foggy or hot,
Yeah.
it's hard for me because I'm already having a little trouble seeing.
Yeah.
And so anybody over 40, that's going to be an issue, I'm sure.
Yeah. That does confirm.
And anybody wears glasses, or maybe if you wear contacts, you're fine. And so if there was a way to bypass maybe having the phone on there, or and I know that's not really specific to HBO, but there's the restriction of having it kind of like the whole feel of it. It's just very, having something light, kind of airy and cool. I was joking about the ice pack, but like, some kind of like air fan, something where you put it on and you're like, oh, this is comfortable. It's like a spa mask and I'm laying down, I'm cool, as opposed to like, I have to adjust constantly.
Okay.
So physical, I would just write like physical comfort.
Okay, that's great.
Physical comfort and ease. Like,
And your
lightness.
explanation was really helpful.
And I'm being recorded, I hope, so I don't have to.
Yeah, so I don't have to take all these notes, right?
So
I
just
can
go ahead and do
focus
this then.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. I know I'm one of your more talkative people, I'm sure.
Oh, it's great feedback. Really appreciate your time.
Yeah, I don't always know the exact word to use, so I try to describe what I'm saying.
Yeah,
But
no,
I'm sorry, I wanted to sit here and just watch an episode.
I know. Sorry.
When are they coming? When is the next series? This season anyway.
I think this is the last season of Girls.
Right.
And then after that, I'm not sure.
Well, thank you, Wendy. And
Thank
thank
you.
I'm curious to see. Oh, there was another side. Sorry.
Oh.
But if you don't mind, I'll have you do out here,
Yeah.
and then we need to fool a little bit with our
Yeah.
technology.
I think I have everything.
Okay. Yeah. There we go. Thanks.
Take care. I got the back.
So do you know what's going on?
It's
It just keeps stopping.
yeah, it's keep crashing and like a lot, especially for this one. I don't know, but this one right now is good.
Okay.
Like I don't know why, especially when we go back to scrolling down, it's just keep
It
crashing.
seems like when we go to if they accidentally hit the exit to Daydream and we relaunch it, it doesn't start up again. That's what I've noticed.
Okay. Yeah, sometimes, but also like I don't know, especially with this one, it's really bad today. When I'm scrolling down, like I try to find like the Silicon Valley, it's keep like junky a lot, like hung there like 2 or 3 seconds. So.
Okay.
But this one is good. So
Okay. All right. I'm gonna go get some of my new notes. Thanks so much for your help with this. So I
No
appreciate.
oh, but
So we need to
yes.
get a new thing.
Oh yeah, I got like here. So
Oh, we're good. Okay.
yes.
I'm gonna go swap my notes out.
Okay.
Thank you.